Hey everybody out there, Chris here, and welcome to the Major Updates and Announcement live show. Originally, this live show was supposed to happen last week, and honestly, it was this close to not happening this week. So if you are not watching this live, don't feel bad. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to grab something to fix the live show a little bit more. I completely forgot something. See, I was so unprepared that I forgot to actually have something connected to the live show. So pardon me while I actually go a little bit more live. There we go. Much better. Sorry about that. Okay, so welcome to the live show where I'm going to be talking about major announcements and updates for this channel, including the live shows on Friday, the schedule that we will be doing. I say we because Mike will be on. We'll have Dan back. We're going to have Brand on some of those live shows, and we're going to have other people, and there's a reason for that. I've taken all four of the live shows that one is a podcast, actually. So I'm taking all the shows that I've done before, and I'm mix-mashing them a little bit. I'm changing a few things up, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. Another show has left the channel. I'll make an announcement about that. And Michael actually came up with a really, really good idea for another live show event, but that's not going to have a schedule, a set time or anything. That is going to be a when we have the extra time kind of show. The live shows, because that was the original announcement for this live show. And by the way, this is also a pre-show. I won't be on this show, but this is also taking place an hour before the amazing Media Madness that's going to be going on Comic Frontline. It's going to be Kat, Jay, and the great Patrick Shan talking about and watching Charmed. They're going to be watching some Charmed episodes, and they're going to be doing some live commentary on it. So, guys, if you did not know that already, go check it out. I will mention that by the end of this video. This live show is only going to be approximately anywhere from about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm just going to be sitting here bullshitting for a little bit and giving you guys the major updates. There's updates for videos. There's updates for the live show. So now, the live shows. Starting in February, Zone 4 is coming back as a bi-weekly podcast. The original cast is going to be on the first show, and then on the second show, which is going to focus on comic books, Brent brought a few other people, a new group of people together. Him and John, the two original Zone 4 members, myself, and Mike Spider Slayer. And so that makes me officially a full-time Zone 4 podcaster, and I'm very honored and excited for next month's Zone 4 episode. I'm excited to be a part of the main staff. I was on the reserve list for a long time. Ever since my guest appearance before 200, I was a huge fan of the show, and again, I'm just really honored to be a part of that. But that's the podcast side. Now, on this channel, I did have a few shows that I did connected to Zone 4. I had It's a Podcast and the recent Epic Rewind. So I mentioned that I wanted to bring It's a Podcast back at some point, and I wanted to tweak up Epic Rewind. So here we go. We're going to have some returns, by the way, also with the live shows. So starting the first week of February, remember, 4 weeks, 4 live shows. The first week of February and the first week of every month, unless schedules change. If you want to make double sure about the shows, you can go on zone4podcast.com starting in February, and the schedule for all of my live shows will be on zone4podcast.com. There'll be a image, or I don't know how Brent's going to do it, but the schedule will be there, and I'll also be tweeting about it also. So in the first week, the return of Dark Avenger Live. That show will be an anything show, whatever I feel like talking about, whether it be outside the pages, comic books, movies, TV, video games, the world around us, whatever. That is going to be Dark Avenger Live, and that's the first week of the month. Also, Zone 4 will be that Friday as well as a podcast. The second week will be no Zone 4 episode, but there will be a live show on Friday on this channel, and that will be It's a podcast. And now It's a Podcast. It's a burn, it's a plan, it's a podcast is going to take over the role of Epic Rewind. It is going to be myself and a group of people. Also on Dark Avenger Live, there will be a group of people as well. Anyone who's interested in coming on, whether they be from Comic Frontline, friends of mine, anybody can show up on Dark Avenger Live. On It's a Podcast, the show will focus on comic books, and it will focus on toys and stuff like that. And anything that's going on, comic news, toy news, releases, my thoughts on certain events, whatever. It's going to be a main comic book show. It's mainly going to be about the comics and the toys. No Zone 4 episode that week. Now, in the third week, Zone 4 will be going on, but in the third week, we will also be doing Hall of Toys. And Hall of Toys will not be on this channel, and I will tweet about that. Hall of Toys will take place on youtube.com/Zone4 podcast. So there won't be a live show on my channel that week, but I will still be doing a live show on Zone 4. And I will be playlisting the live shows on my channel. But if you're not already subscribed to zone4podcast.com, absolutely go do that. We'll be doing it once a month. And then come back here the fourth week of the month, and we're going to be doing a new format for Epic Rewind. Epic Rewind is going to become exactly what the title says, a recap show for Frontline Gaming Zone. It's going to have all the people that are a part of Frontline Gaming Zone. We're going to be coming to you live at the end of the month, which ironically will also be the week where hit points goes up, and the next episode of Zone 4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, Zone 4 is the week before that. I'm sorry. Like I said, the schedule will be up on Zone 4, so there won't be any mistakes. So the last week of the month is basically gaming week for me, because I've got the gaming podcast and then I've got the gaming live show. And all of us are going to get together on Epic Rewind, and we're going to recap our experiences with the games we're playing. Right now, there's no new games, but in 2 weeks, the new games begin. And that's where we're going to start playing the new games, and when we're going to start talking about it. And if we're not playing new games, we're playing old games, so we'll talk about our experiences with the old games. There'll be gaming news on there also. So basically, it's like hit points plus everybody from Frontline, or whoever can make it from Frontline Gaming Zone. And we're going to be talking about the games we're playing instead of the gaming news or a specific topic. It'll be more about, it's more centric on what we're doing on Frontline Gaming Zone. Let me just click this and see if anybody is leaving any comments. I'm going to be checking. There. Okay, I'm just keeping an eye. I know none of you guys are probably going to be watching this live, as I didn't really make a previous announcement about this, and I'm kind of surprising myself by doing it this week. But I wanted to make the announcement 2 weeks before February, so this way you guys could take this announcement in and be prepared. So that's going to be the live show schedule. If schedules change, as always, I will let you guys know on my Twitter or somewhere, but we're going to be opening up February with Dark Avenger Live. Dark Avenger Live is a live show specifically just for my channel, has no affiliation with Zone 4, but if Zone 4 if Brent wants to post it on Zone 4, absolutely have no problem adding the show on Zone 4. Again, that's up to Brent, and I don't know what Brent wants to do with Dark Avenger Live, but that will be a live show to fill in that extra week where I won't be doing a podcast well, basically I'm taking all my podcasts and moving them into live shows now. It'll be the only week where I don't have a live show that is connected already to Zone 4. Now, why I moved It's a Podcast to a live show is, honestly, and I said this on Hit Points, I believe, or one of the Hit Points that didn't make it because it took 3 times to record Hit Points. The reason I'm making It's a Podcast a live show, A, to have people on, B, because editing a podcast while having a baby, while doing work, while having a job, and not being able to be home to do that, and having a very tight schedule at night, yeah, it's very hard to do the editing for a podcast. Whereas on a live show like this, all I have to do is hit stop broadcasting, and the show will basically put itself together and just upload itself to, or make itself live on YouTube. So for me, I think this works out better. And myself and everybody who I have on my live shows, we have a blast doing the live shows. I know Dan had a blast doing the live shows. I'm really looking forward to having Dan back really soon. Whenever his schedule opens up, you know he will be on It's a Podcast, hopefully Hall of Toys, and also absolutely he will be on Dark Avenger Live. Unfortunately, Epic Rewind being a gaming the gaming channel's live show or connected to the gaming channel. I'm sure that with Dan's not really gaming, I'm sure that Dan's probably going to sit that live show out. But any other live show, Dan will, if he's available, I know Dan will be there, and I'm hoping he'll be back soon because he just released another comic book, and I definitely wanted to talk about that comic book. And maybe that'd be a perfect way to open up Dark Avenger Live, but I don't know Dan's schedule yet. Now, we've been very busy. It's been a crazy year. 2014 has absolutely been nuts. So a lot of the videos for my channel, for other channels that we've been doing, they've been late. We've rushed through reviews. We kind of sometimes did more. We gave like more details with our reviews because they were so late. And we know you guys are, how do I want to put this? We noticed that you guys are, going. You're not watching the shows that often because they're so late, and we understand that. And now that the new year started, definitely trying to keep the reviews on time. Now, originally this was an announcement I was going to say for 300, but in lieu of the fact that I know a lot of you guys aren't watching much anymore, and that's because there's really not much that we're doing, I'm going to be changing the format of the Dark Avenger comic book review to a countdown video because I really love watching Mike Spider Slayer's countdown and Cat's countdown. And I know Brant just started a countdown on Zone 4 where he mentioned that I was going to be doing countdowns. And I was originally going to wait till 300, but two people already asked me when I was going to do it. I was going to wait, but I decided that I'm at 270 right now, I believe, in the comic book reviews, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we just recorded episode 271. So starting with episode 280, we will be changing the format of the comic book review to a countdown. So Mike and I will be counting down all the comic books we get for whatever week. And that's going to be the new fashion of the live show. If you guys enjoy it, that's going to be great. It's going to be a little less details, but again, we talk about a lot of comic books on Dark Avenger Live. On Comic Frontline Live. I'll be talking about comic books also on Dark Avenger Live, and it's a podcast live. But I really wanted to try a countdown. I really was interested ever since Mike started, and I was going to wait till 300, but we're going to try it now. We're going to try to do it now. Another show that's actually leaving this channel, or it's already been announced that it's left, is the morning stream. Brant and I decided to move the morning stream over to Zone 4's YouTube channel. So when we do a morning stream, it'll be on Zone 4. I will be playlisting that as well. So you can go on my channel and check out the playlist. I'll also be tweeting and retweeting Zone 4's post when the video goes live. So you guys will be able to know when the video's up. I'll tweet before we go live in the mornings also. Really, when we say the mornings, though, we're talking about 3, 4 in the morning, and it just goes live by the time all the rendering and whatever happens on Google Plus happens. It goes live in the morning. So I'll tweet when we're going to do it, so this way you'll know that it's going to be up sometime soon. But there is going to be a program that's going to replace this. Michael came up with a really good idea. Mike and I had a lot of fun doing Media Madness before the format changed, where we would pick a movie and we would watch it. And the only problem was, we got very busy, and it was very hard to hold a every week schedule. That's kind of why we backed out of Media Madness due to time. However, a lot of people have been asking me to do two things. A lot of people have been asking me to watch Man of Steel, and everybody knows I got Man of Steel. And everybody wants me to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of people have asked me to give it a shot. So the one movie I swore on my life I would never get, I ended up getting. So Michael came up with a good idea where from time to time, and this is very sporadic, don't think this is going to be something that's every week, guys. Right now, at this current time, I'm on a very tight schedule with work and everything else. But when we do have the time, Mike came up with a really awesome title called At the Movies. And right now, it's tentatively going to still be on this channel. I'm guessing it's going to be on this channel. If we, after talking with everybody, we change our minds and want to do it maybe on Comic Frontline, I'll make an announcement on the haul videos and tell you guys that we're changing the channel. But right now, as of right now, At the Theaters or At the Movies will be on this channel. We'll pick a movie, Mike and I, and we'll be playing it. We'll ask, of course, everybody from Comic Frontline if they're interested in that specific movie, if they'd like to pop on for that live show, that they're welcome on, and we'll just sit down and watch that movie. Now, one movie is going to be Man of Steel, and one movie is going to be The Turtles. Now, I already watched Man of Steel, FYI, this past weekend, because I wanted to get my initial feelings of the movie out. Because as a Superman fan, and I agree with what Jay said now, you need to watch it more than once. Because as a Superman fan, I picked that movie apart the first time I watched it, especially specific scenes in the movie that a Superman fan knows is wrong, or a Superman fan would react in a very negative way. So now that I've watched the movie, the entirety of the movie, I feel like I can watch it again and not be as nitpicky, as anal as I was when I first watched it. Let's put it that way. However, I did find a few good points in the movie also. So for all the bad points, there were some good ones. So I can't say it was a disgustingly disgusting movie. Nobody should watch it. 0 stars. I actually did not think that way much at all. You know, when it comes to movies, especially with comic books, and I've noticed this ever since comic book movies have become very popular, you have to separate between the comic book, which is the original media, the original character, story, everything. And then you got to remember that when it comes to movies, it's Hollywood. It's glamorous. They're going to change things to make things look cooler or to make things look unique. So going into the Man of Steel movie for the second time on the live show, I think I'll have more of an open mind for a few things, not for a few other things, but for the most part, going in on an open mind and thinking, okay, this is not, this doesn't really lead into the comic books or anything, which, by the way, the comic books it's New 52 anyway, so really, it's still a different Superman than what I'm used to. But at the movies thing, like I said, it's going to be sporadic. It's going to be whenever we have the time, and schedule willing, we'll have time to do at least those two, and then whatever we have time for after that, we'll see what movie or TV show even. You never know. One thing I actually got recently, I actually have the two lithographs. I actually ended up getting Attack on Titan. I've seen people posting about this so much, how this is a great anime, and a lot of people don't know that I'm a huge anime fan. I grew up with Cowboy Bebop. I grew up with Dragon Balls. Everybody's grown up with Dragon Ball Z. There's the Pokemon stuff. When you're a kid, you get into Pokemon, and Yu Yu Hakusho, and Rurouni Kenshin, Gundam Wing, a few of the Gundam Wing series. I watched a little bit. The first Zoid season, which actually in America was the second Zoid season, not the Bit Cloud one, the Van Flyheit series. I loved that series, and I hope that one day I could find a complete set of the Van Flyheit Zoid series. I'll buy the hell out of that. I don't care how much it is. But stuff like that, and Inuyasha, which actually Inuyasha, they just finished, I believe, last year. They put the last 2 episodes or the last set of episodes out. I forgot how it went, but I remember that things were going very slow. For Zoids, for the Van Flyheit series, there was only 4 episodes left. It took 2 years to get 4 episodes out in America, and it was all 4 together on I think it was Toonami, if I'm not mistaken, before Adult Swim took over. I can't remember, but I remember I recorded the entire Van Flyheit series up until the last 4 episodes, and then I had to wait 2 years, and then I recorded the last 4 on VHS so I could watch it later on again to enjoy it. But I've been a huge anime fan for a while. I haven't watched anything in a while because busy, the books and the stuff, so TV took a back seat, and everybody knows that, and I'm sure everybody's kind of like, I didn't know you liked anime. Media's taken a back seat for the past couple of years. Ever since Smallville went off the air a couple of years ago, I really have not had the time to sit down and watch TV. Now, granted, I do sit down and have the time sometimes to watch DVDs. So that's why I ended up going out and buying a lot of the stuff on DVD, and I have a humongous DVD collection. Anybody who's seen my shelves can tell you guys I have a huge collection. But again, time. So when it comes to DVDs, I think that, and also Netflix works better for me than having to, on a set schedule, go on TV on Tuesday at 9 o'clock to watch this. Even with The Flash, I've been loving Flash, but I've not been watching it on TV. I've been watching it on CW.com because I'm very bad with rigid, you have to watch it this time, and especially because it's on Tuesday, it's right before the live show. Right before the live show, I chill, I relax for a bit, because then we go into it, and relax is not relax anymore. Relax is we're doing the live show. It's still relaxing, but at the same time, I like to have some downtime before I have to get some uptime again. So set schedules in me don't work, but open schedules work a bit better. So maybe this year, 2015, I'm hoping to get back into a few things that I've left behind, so to speak, for a while, but at the same time continuing all the stuff I love to do, like the comic books and the games. Well, games and TV are really what I've left behind for a while. Comic books and writing, I've been more into writing my own stories, though I've left behind for about 7 years, and I'm actually looking into writing again, going back into my story. You know, Kat had her comic book on Kickstarter, and it succeeded. They reached over the goals. I forgot what those are called. They reached stretch. I don't know if they reached stretch goals, but it went over the amount. And seeing Kat do it, you know, I've been writing my story for years, and seeing her go on there and her Kickstarter was a success. It inspires me to want to go back to my stories and see if I can get partnered with an artist and actually try it myself. You know, I've written a total of about 36, 37 already, and I have it kind of seasoned off at the beginning, and then it kind of streams into a ongoing, no more seasons kind of deal. But if I can get it edit, you know, if I work on it, because I wrote those when I was like 16, but if I can go back and do some editing and buff it up a bit, you know, share it with a few of my friends that I know are in the medium already for comic books, you never know. Maybe this year will be the year where I try for publishing my own comic book. I mean, I would love to get this story published. For years, I've shared the stories with my friends, with my close friends. I'm working on it to share on Frontline Fiction at some point. My biggest worry, and I think it's a worry on every writer's mind, is, you know, what if it sucks? So that's kind of why I'm going back and I'm tweaking a few things, renaming a few other things, building it up a little bit more, because back in the day I just wrote to write. Now I really would love to share my stories with the world. So hopefully it'll work out. If not, then at least I could say I tried. And that's what I really would like to do this year also. Now, again, when it comes to the internet, and I know that the views on this channel have dropped a lot, and a few people were concerned because I don't know why, but people apparently noticed things. And I mentioned, you know, it's very hard right now, personal life-wise, a lot of things going on behind the scenes that, you know, it's a bit personal. It's, you know, it involves family members. One of my friends recently had to leave work. He's at home permanently because they found out that he has lung cancer, and he's a close friend of mine. And you know, I'm trying to be there for this person. You know, it hurts when one of your friends is it's kind of one of those things where they're trying to help, but it's not working out the way everybody's hoping. So dealing with that. Everybody knows my dog's situation. You know, we're constantly bringing her to doctors, making sure she's okay. This was Tommy's first year of life, and it's been a blast. No complaints. God bless. He's been healthy. Knocked wood there for that. And, you know, as he's growing up, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, you get that father-son thing going on at some point with the comic books or anything. You know, you guys have me on Brooklyn Boys where we do the skits. We got the gaming. You never know. Whatever he chooses, or if he chooses to do nothing, that's great too. But it's just scheduling, and my job has become very stressful, and any close friend of mine would definitely mirror I'm not going to say how, but it's been a bit ridiculous the past couple of years. And I'm looking to it's been stressful, so hopefully by the end of this year things will ease up when it comes to my job, and there's a reason for that, which I'll save for later on in the year. But things have been very stressful for me, but I'm working really hard to give you guys 110% on this channel, just like I'm working to, you know, we just returned doing reviews on Comic Frontline, and we just started up Frontline Gaming Zone, working on Zone 4, And Brooklyn Boys is that laid back stuff. You know, when we have the chance to do it on Saturday, we just chill back and we do it. That's why all the videos go up on Saturday. But anybody that knows Brooklyn Boys knows that. A few people are still questioning mine and Michael's chemistry, especially when it comes to Frontline Live. You know, again, if you watch us on Brooklyn Boys 13, you'll understand why Michael and I are the way we are. I've had people write me talking about Frontline Live, you know, why certain things that annoy them about me when it comes to the way I talk about Mike and stuff. And I understand how you guys feel. But again, I always, you know, respectfully say, check out Brooklyn Boys 13 and you will understand that's how my brother and I work. And I actually tried not to do it that way, the way people get annoyed with, and it annoyed him because that's just the way we are. We work together. We live in the same room. We live with each other day in and day out. You know, we are, whether you guys believe it, you know, I know you guys see one thing on the camera, but whether you guys believe it or not, Mike and I are like this. We are inseparable when it comes to doing stuff. Everything we do, except for tonight, obviously, because this is an update from my channel, but everything we do together. I do a walkthrough. He's commentating with me. He does a walkthrough. I'm commentating with him. You go on his channel, you'll see that he has me commentating on his videos also. We are very tight. We are so tight that that's the back and forth we have. We have the bigger brother, little brother kind of thing going on. And that's what we love to do. We love to do that back and forth. And we hadn't done Brooklyn Boys for a while. And getting back to that, we kind of got back to our roots sort of insanity and beyond. But don't think that Mike and I are one person thought that we hated each other, and that's absolutely not the case. You know, it's quite the opposite. You know, growing up as kids, Mike and I kind of had our little spats and whatnot, but that's kids. As we grew up, especially when we started YouTube, I believe, is what brought myself and Michael as close as we are right now, because we had to work on video ideas together, epic story together, writing, acting, you name it, we had to do it together. So I think it brought us closer that way. And then, of course, when we did Comic Frontline with Dark Avenger Inc., whatever, we did it together. And we had friends who came on and they were like family to us. So I think all together, YouTube definitely brings people together. And the comic community way back when we started was fresh. It was new. It was different. It was not too many people. Now a lot of people are into comic books, and that is amazing. I think that's great that so many people are loving comic books, whether it be for the movie medium, the paper medium, the digital medium, whatever. If people are liking comic books, that's amazing. But I just got way off subject. But Mike and I are very close. Okay, we are super close when it comes to a lot of things. And you know, we're very passionate, especially me, because I grew up with comic books for a long time. I tried to get Michael into it. He tried Batman. He didn't like it. This is back before pre-New 52. He tried, he tried Batman. I think I tried to get him to read some of my Superman. Those weren't for him. Finally, after the Spider-Man movie, he gave Spider-Man a try, and he fell in love with the series. And then One More Day happened, and thank you, Marvel. You kind of screwed my brother for a while there because he didn't want to read any comics anymore. But then, as much as I hate saying this, and I can't believe these words coming out of my mouth, thank God for the New 52, because he got back into comics because I couldn't cover all the number ones. So he covered a few. My ex-girlfriend, Amber, covered a few. Our friend Joe covered a few before Joe there was another thing with Joe, and that involves Michael. But beside the point, he got into a lot of other books, which I liked, because getting him into some DC books, I knew I could get him to try some more Marvel books. And with an open mind especially, he did fall in love with a couple of Marvel books. And then when we started working with Zenescope, and we started getting books from Zenescope, Michael fell in love with Robin Hood when it came out. I fell in love with Godstorm, Grim Fairy Tales, now that season 2, well, I don't want to say season 2, but now that it's in its hundreds, I've loved Grim Fairy Tales since I started reading it, but now with the new, what's the word I'm looking for? New path it's going, it's a lot of fun also. All the books from Zenescope. Michael and I read every single book from Zenescope. No joke. See? Charmed, Godstorm, Robin Hood. I think my back is to a lot of the other ones. Well, these are signed ones, that's why. We have the full run of all the Robin Hood series right here. You know, so we are huge fans, and it's on the other wall, Grim Fairy Tales and stuff like that. We love Zenescope. Zenescope has a lot of amazing books. We have not missed a book since we started getting them physically. We actually decided to get them physically so we could share the artwork with you guys. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is we want it for collectability purposes. Digital-wise, they're great, but it's always good to have it in your hand. God forbid, power, electricity, internet dies. That's the end. It's all gone. So that's just a little thing, guys. If you really want to know how me and Michael are, I always say check out Brooklyn Boys. You will see how tight we are for real on there. When it comes to the live show, you know, we're sitting together, we're having fun. Michael just comes home from work 90% of the time now. I'm home from work for about 2 hours, so he's exhausted. I'm awake, but you know, it's a hard life that we're living right now, especially Michael, because he works, I believe, 9 hours before he comes on to the live show, so he already looks exhausted. So don't think he looks aggravated. He's exhausted. The second we go off live, he goes off to bed. Literally, I mean, we record on my bed, so he just falls over onto the bed over there. But, you know, he's just tired, and, you know, I appreciate – he's a really hard worker. He works for everything he's earned, and I'm proud of him for that. You know, he got this job. It's not in the field he wanted, but he wasn't too big-headed and too self-important to just deny it. He took it, and he's doing very well in the job that he's working in, and he works damn hard. But yeah, really, that's those are the major updates. The hauls are going to remain the same. The indie review for right now is going to stay the same. It's not going to become a countdown. And what makes things unique on Comic Frontline Live, because 9:30, okay, on Comic Frontline Live, the countdown that we're going to do on this channel is going to only be the big two. On Frontline Live, when we do the top 5, we will be combining books from the indie review and the big two. I don't know if we're going to still call it the comic review, or I'll change the name a bit. Numbering staying, I'm not renumbering. But we'll be able to mix and mash the two books. So our top 5 on Frontline Live might be very different than the top 5 we have in the big two, because there are some indie books that have crept into my top 5 on Frontline Live. Birthright is an amazing series. Grim Fairy Tales is an amazing series. What other books do I read right now? Feather was a fun series to read. The first issue, I would definitely recommend that. Mike likes a lot of the Valiant stuff. I'm loving Fire and Stone, which is Alien versus Predator, Alien, Predator, and then Prometheus. It's several miniseries that connect into this huge story. It's really great. I definitely would recommend that for anybody who hasn't read it yet. Invincible is another book. I'm enjoying Chew. Mike Spiderslayer introduced me to that. Spawn, possibly with Al Simmons coming back, depending on how Al Simmons comes back. I'm trying to think of what other books. Anything that's Godstorm related or Zeus related in Zenoscope, I'm loving that. I'm enjoying Charm right now. Argo 5. I swear by this book. Every month it comes out, I bug Dan to make sure that he has at least an Argo 5 in the print. And this month's issue was really great. And I think he said that next month there'll be another issue. So I'm hoping that that's the case, because I'm loving the Argo 5 run. Michael reads Sorority of Power. And I tell you guys, Dan definitely has a really great – I think I'm also inspired by that, by Dan's writing, by Dan's stories, to want to go back to my writing. But, you know, I noticed that all of my writing – and this is actually true. I stopped writing when Smallville went off the air. A lot of the inspiration I got was watching – series on TV. Smallville was a huge factor for me, because I watched how they wrote Clark, and I watched how they retold the origin of Superman, and then I started getting ideas. Not saying I copied ideas from Smallville, but I got other ideas. Like, they would do one thing, I'd be like, what if you went that way? Or what if I did something like that, but then put a twist on it and put it somewhere else, and change, basically taking an idea that was there and changing it completely. Same went with other shows. There were other shows I watched where I said, that's interesting, but what if that? And what if I didn't do it like that at all? What if it happened here and there? And it just spun out into an original, completely original story in a universe that I created. And like I said, I'm really hoping that at some point I'll be able to share that universe with you guys. But for right now, I'm still editing it. Let's put it that way. I'm really heavy on editing it right now. Sorry, I'm just refreshing the page because I don't want to miss it, you guys. I don't want to miss out. Okay, if anybody's commenting. But you can look forward to that on Frontline Fiction at some point. My schedule is going to change hopefully by the middle of this year, and it's going to be for the better. I'll be able to do a lot more on the internet, and hopefully maybe it'll change earlier than that if God's willing, and it all depends on what happens at work. But I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to be trying to work on this channel. I'm going to be working on the reviews. The haul video is obviously going to remain the same. The live shows is the major announcement, I guess, for the beginning of 2015. The 4 shows, the shakeups, the change-ups, and the returns. Dark Avenger Live. It's a podcast as a live show. Hall of Toys, which is on Zone 4, and then the whole live show set concludes with Epic Rewind Live, which became an entirely Frontline Gaming Zone related gaming experience show. I'm repeating myself for those of you that just popped on now, because I do notice there's a few of you guys watching. My comic reviews turning into a countdown. I think it'll be better. It'll help Mike and I kind of we're working on kind of finding a way to review a book without saying so much that's on the inside. We want to abridge a lot more than what we've been doing, because I feel personally that there are times where I say too much, or there's sometimes I say too little. And I've always wanted to do a countdown. I always thought it would be better that way, instead of Marvel, then DC, DC, then Marvel. This way, I could throw out the books that I didn't like the most from both companies first, and get into the books that I really enjoyed from both companies last, and talk about my favorite books of the week. Now, combining Marvel and DC, it's going to be a fun and interesting ride to figure out what my tops were. And it's going to be hard to do a description because I don't want to. What I might do is set up a description where I say what books were my favorite, and just list all the books by company, and then you'll have to watch the video to see it. I don't know. I'm still debating on a lot of things. This live show really was just for the live shows, to give you guys a schedule there. I just decided to throw a couple of extra things in there, and just give you guys a 4-in-1. I haven't done an outside the pages in a year, if not more. And life's been busy. Life's been very scheduled. And I work okay with schedules, but I love having the freedom to do what I want, when I want, how I want. And that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also, in my mind, you guys are number one priority in my mind. So I want to make sure that even though it's what I want, when I want, how I want to make sure that you guys are going to come away from those videos that I do when I want, how I want, where I want, and enjoy it. I don't want to just do it and then nobody cares about it, and it gets like, 5 people that watch it, and then everybody else forgets about it. I want to do something where all of you guys, all of my subscribers, all my viewers are actually enjoying what they're watching, and you guys aren't like tuning out, so to speak. Because I've noticed in the past year, a lot of people have been tuning out of the show, and we've been trying to tweak it to fix it, and we still are tweaking things to fix. Hopefully the countdown will bring a couple of you guys back to check it out. I'm going to work on less spoiler, more content. So we'll see how that goes. The live shows are definitely going to be a lot of fun, especially with all the people we have on. I'm going to work on getting some guests on, some writers, some artists maybe. There is one person in mind that I talked to at New York Comic Con that I definitely would like to get on a live show, either on here or on Comic Frontline. That's another thing, working on Comic Frontline is, we've got a lot of stuff that we are going to be bringing at you guys on Comic Frontline soon, and I'm very happy where we are on Comic Frontline, not just the YouTube, but on the website too. And I have a feeling by this time next year, Comic Frontline is going to be something special and something huge, and my contributions there are as important as my contributions on this channel and on Frontline Gaming Zone and on Brooklyn Boys. So obviously, guys, there are days where I'm going to be doing stuff for Comic Frontline. There are days that I'm going to be doing something for Frontline. Well, if I pre-record a lot of stuff, Frontline Gaming Zone isn't as hard, but Comic Frontline I'm going to be working heavily on. There's a lot of reviews, past couple of months, especially because of the holidays. My reviews have been lacking. I'm going to be coming back with, if not a big 2 comic review, but I've got a lot of indie reviews that I would love to give spotlights to, or individual reviews to. We're still working on other things behind the scenes that I'm not going to divulge here, obviously, but for my channel, I don't mind divulging the secrets. At the movies, like I said, it's a possibility for Comic Frontline. It's a possibility for here. It depends how what everybody on Frontline feels about. I mean, we moved hit points from Frontline Gaming Zone to Comic Frontline because everybody wanted it, welcomed it on there. So we're glad to have hit points on Comic Frontline. But we'll see how At the Movies goes. My goal for 2015 is to get back to all the things that I've left behind, so to speak, for a while, and to continue the things that I love. So I'm looking to get into some of my anime again, the anime that I've left behind for years. I've been ignoring Attack on Titan. until I've seen Audrey and Craig. They've been posting a lot of Instagram stuff about Attack on Titans. They've been in their haul videos a couple of times. So I'm like, what's so special? So I went and I watched 3 episodes, and I watched more than that. I stayed up late, and I fell in love with the series. I went and bought the DVDs. You're going to be seeing that on the haul, the next haul episode. And I actually found and I have a Japanese site that I'm subscribed to, and I actually have more episodes to watch that aren't in America yet, but I don't mind the subtitles and the Japanese audio, so I'm watching it that way too. This is just my English dub fix. I have my Japanese dub fix that I do all the time through that channel, but I love anime. I still have to see how Naruto ended. I'm halfway through Naruto. It's on Hulu for free, so I've watched Naruto over years, and probably none of you guys knew that either. But I'm an anime fan, yeah. I'm looking to actually do some anime stuff for Comic Frontline also, and I'm leaving it at that. It depends how things work out, but I am planning to do something involving anime, not manga. I don't read manga. I would love to, but my brain can't wrap around reading from right to left. I'm so used to left to right that it's a little bit much. Ellie said she was going to help me start reading manga, but to be honest, I'm very happy with anime. I love anime. I grew up with anime. So my comic books, I think I'm going to stay with the American comics, and TV-wise, I love the anime stuff. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do some reviews on the anime, and that's all I'm going to say with that. Okay, so tonight, like I said, is Media Madness. Media Madness will be happening on Comic Frontline with the great Patrick Shand as a guest. They will be watching Charmed. What episodes? Check it out on their live show. Their live show will be beginning in approximately 15 minutes. It's going to be huge. There are prizes from what I hear also. So if you like free stuff, free prizes, go watch this week's Media Madness on Comic Frontline. Cat and Jay, we all originally started that series. And then when I backed down, Cat and Jay took the reins, and they've done amazing, spectacular work with Media Madness. Media Madness is something completely different now, but completely different in a special and awesome way. And I think they've done amazing work. And that's another thing. I see everybody on Comic Frontline doing amazing stuff. I feel like I'm the back chain, so to speak. I'm kind of like that dead weight right now that's going on because I haven't been able to do as much as I used to, and I want to get back to that so I'm on the same level, because I'm watching, I'm like, God, they're doing spectacular work. And then I look down and I'm like, oh, I've only done 2 reviews. Gee, I wonder who the ball on the chain is. So that's another reason why I really want to up my work on all my channels, because lately I feel like I'm lacking in doing as much as I want to. So that's another reason why. But I'm loving what the guys on Frontline are doing, and hopefully now with the new year, things will be better. I'm loving what Brandt's doing with Zone 4. I'm very, very, very happy and honored to be a part of everything that's going on Zone 4. I've been a huge fan, then put on reserve, now on as a main cast, which is honestly one of those things where it's like too good to be true. Pinch me, am I dreaming? Ow, that hurt. That was my beard. So it's kind of like one of those feelings, and I'm loving it, and I like it. And, Brandt and I, we had Hall of Toys, now we have Hit Points, and now Zone 4, the main show. And it's fun. It's going to be great, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for what adventures we're going to have on Zone 4 as well. And sometimes it's also good to have somebody else doing the editing work and stuff like that. So this way I'm on there, I'm a voice, but then somebody else is doing the editing. And Brant does a really good editing job. I actually asked him what song he did he found for Hit Points so I could have it. And he's like, I made it. I'm like, you're a musician. No, Brent does spectacular work. He's done a lot of really great things. And, again, I'm going to catch up, and I'm going to move forward, and there's going to be a lot of special things you guys are going to be seeing from me on here, on there, on everywhere. Brooklyn Boys, like I said, we're at a slow pace right now. We're doing what we can, how we can, and when we can. Brooklyn Boys, we only record on Saturday. If we don't record on Saturday, the hell with it. The week's over, and we wait till next week. Comic Frontline, Frontline Gaming Zone, this channel, that's all 6 days, the other 6 days of the week, plus Saturday sometimes. So really, those are 7 days a week. It could be recorded at any time, any place, anywhere. But Brooklyn Boys, we don't do it Saturday. We don't do it at all, because we do it when everybody's together, or that's it. That's how Brooklyn Boys always was, and that's why we overpile YouTube on the weekend, because we would shoot like 20 videos and just post all of them up like on Sunday or Saturday or Monday, and we would like spam the subscription. Back then there was no subscription box. We would just spam everybody, would see that we have new videos, and they'd run to our channel and check it out. But it was fun being the Ultimate Brawl champion for the last year. Go figure, 2014. My son's born, and I win the Ultimate Brawl. Woohoo! And I have my own championship belt because of smart people in the WWE sent us 2 championship belts instead of 1. And so Michael has his, which was his dream come true, and I have one for me, and it wasn't my dream, but still pretty god dang cool. I'm loving my belt. My belt we're going to put on display probably. Michael's belt's more for the skits and everything. He can't get his hands off of that belt for more than 2 seconds, so that's all the announcements. That's all the stuff I can think of. I wanted to drag this as much as I could to 9 to 10 o'clock, so you guys go check out Media Madness. I'm trying to think. I'm going to check the comments and see if anybody's in the comments, which I wouldn't be surprised if you guys didn't leave any comments, because really this is just an update, really, more than anything else. Really not much to comment on. You have one from Nick. Nick, hey, Nick, how's it going? Great to see you on the comments. I know you've been commenting, and I apologize. I haven't been answering, but busy, but I'm going to catch up on those comments too at some point. I'm going to really delve into some of them, but it's great to have you watching, Nick. So yeah, look forward to the haul video. That's going to be coming next. After that will be the indie review. Once I make sure we have all of our indie books, then after that will be the Big 2 review. Reviews on Comic Frontline should be going up tonight. I only have 1 book right now that I'm doing, but I know Mike has a couple. And this week, it's not my turn for the spotlight. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's about all for right now. Hit Points went live on Comic Frontline yesterday, or today, or no, it was yesterday. It was live everywhere yesterday also, if you would like to check it out. If Brant's watching, he'll leave a link in the description below. If not, when this video goes live, if I remember, because Lord knows my memory is like a goldfish lately. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description below to the Zone 4. Well, actually, I think the link is already pre-put in the description. But anyway, I'll put links to everything. Also, if you're not following me on not Twitch. Oh, God. Twitter especially, because Twitter is important, but Instagram, thank you. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I've been sharing lots of fun pictures, anything I get in the mail, anything that we get that's extra throughout the week, games, movies, stuff. I usually take pictures of it before I even open it just to share it on Instagram, and then right after that I delve into it like a kid on Christmas. But Instagram is like more of a fun thing. If you have Instagram, subscribe. It's Dark Avenger C86 on Instagram. Twitter, same thing, Dark Avenger C86. Zone4podcast.com is where all the podcasts will be. Live shows will be on this channel, but they will also be featured on Zone 4 Podcast. Comicrelated.com, Top Picks. The series I started a year ago and stopped right after my son was born is back. I started it the first week of January, did it for this week. We'll be doing one for next week. Hopefully, I won't miss a week this year, and things will be going good. I also have another article I wrote. Hopefully, that'll be going up soon. Comic Frontline. Like I said, the reviews and everything. And Brooklyn Boys 13. Let's see how tomorrow goes. It's a 3-day weekend for me, so you never know. I might actually have some extra videos. But I guess this is going to be the last live show I do for a while, until February at least. So hopefully you guys came away from this announcement / update video with something. I hope you guys like the new layout of things to come, starting with episode 380. I'm not doing it now. Like I said, 380 is where I'm going to jump into the major changes with the reviews. But hopefully it'll be good and you guys will enjoy it and be able to do like more of a countdown showdown with somebody, since but Mike will be a part of that countdown too, so he's going to be counting down with me at the same time. So it'll be my 5, his 5, my 4, his 4. Now remember, he reads less than me sometimes, and sometimes he reads more than me, so either way it's going to be fun bouncing off from each other. And remember, we don't read the same book, so it's very rare that we'll have a same number. But maybe I'll get Mikey back into reading Spider-Man, and then we'll see if he places it at the same place that I place it. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. In 10 minutes, Media Madness, Comic Frontline, prizes, Pat Shan, Charmed. If you like any of those 3 things, go to Comic Frontline now. I'm sure I'm going to go check right now, actually, on my Nook. I'm going to go to my subscriptions because I'm subscribed to Comic Frontline. And look, it's there right now. If you are subscribed to Comic Frontline, it's already on your subscription box. Media Madness is coming. It's called Media Madness Vidcast number 29, episode 29. Getting ready for the big 3-0. Charmed commentary, Hell Hath No Fury with charm writer Pat Shand. So it's ready. It's setting up. You click it. Look, they're going to go live soon. It says right here, the live event will begin in a few moments. So let me not hold you guys here, and let you guys go check out that live event. It will be going on in a mere 9 minutes. I'm already there. Look, see? I'm sitting and waiting just like the rest of you guys. However, I'm probably going to go off and do some haul because I've not watched a single episode of Charmed, but I have started reading it thanks to Pat Chan. And I did read a couple of the other Charmed episodes before Pat took over the book. But beside the point, I haven't watched anything that was on TV that involved Charmed. So if you guys have, or if you guys are interested, we're going live in 8 minutes. Please change so I'm not lying. 8 minutes? Oh, screw you. All right, 9 minutes. But it's there, and it's about to begin. So go check it out. And until next time, everybody, don't forget to check out all the sites I mentioned here. And as always, don't forget, keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see you guys really soon in another video. Take care, everybody. And enjoy Media Madness. It's going to be a blast tonight. You know, I'll be watching. I'll be popping in and out. So maybe I'll see you guys in the comments. See you guys later.